Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel where I talk about consciousness. I am Eric Boberg, and today I will be talking about our relationship to our ego. And what do I mean by ego? Well, ego is really a set of thoughts and ideas and feelings towards ourselves, who we think we are. And that is created through the memories of our experiences and what we thought about these experiences. And so we have created this set of beliefs that we are this person with these qualities. We are good or bad, we are smart or stupid, strong or weak, good looking or ugly, or we have all these thoughts about who we are. And we have created these in comparison to other people. And when we have these beliefs, we continue to perpetuate these thoughts about ourselves. We either fight these ideas, perhaps we think we are not that smart or not that interesting, and we try to overcompensate, either by other qualities or by trying to fix ourselves to become that which we are not. We might also have this idea that we are smarter than other people or funnier than other people. And so we perpetuate this by trying to see if other people can live up to our standard. And so we either project this, the negative part of this comparison towards ourselves or towards other people. And it seems better when you project it onto other people, because then you think that you have I have confidence, I believe in myself, I think I am worthy, I'm smart and I'm good. But they are both equally negative, they're both equally bad actually. So if you project it onto yourself, you get this moral high ground, like I'm such a good person, if only I wasn't in this particular way. But if you project it on other people, then other people will seem less interesting. The world will seem less interesting to you, or other people and situations will just be a stepping stone for you to prove how good you are. And if you project it upon yourself, you will just need a lot of things from other people to compensate for your lack of belief in yourself. And you will need a lot of validation. Perhaps if you think that you're not that smart, you perhaps need a lot of validation that you are a loving and wonderful person in other ways. And both of these things are a burden to the experience you're having, that you either put onto yourself or onto other people. But in the meeting with you, the other person will feel this burden as well. So you're carrying around this burden that you are struggling with yourself, and then other people who meet you will also have to carry this burden in contact with you. If you feel inferior somehow, you will not show up completely for that other person in that meeting, and the other person is either will try to compensate for this and try to boost you and tell you how great you are, or they will completely miss the value of your message, of your character, of what you have to offer. So the point of this is to see that there is no good way, there is no to actually carry this burden. It's not more valuable to put it on yourself, to put the blame on yourself, just as it's not of any value to put the blame and the burden on other people, in the sense that thinking that you are better in some way. And instead, to step beyond this idea of who we are, to live a life from a place of limitlessness, where we are free and happy. It's to see that, to live from consciousness instead of from thought. So, and how do we do that? So consciousness is imagine just a big empty space where all experience arise inside of. Consciousness have no thought, no agenda, it doesn't want anything. It just is. And all these thoughts arises inside of that. And thought arises creating problems and solutions, Once you understand that it's the thought that creates the problem, which then the thought creates a solution to, you start to see the meaninglessness of it all. You might get really addicted to feeling perhaps intelligent and your ability to fix things. But the ability to fix is completely correlated to your ability to create problems. The mind is the one thinking that things should be a certain way, and then the mind thinks, and then I will fix it by doing it like this. So that's you're stuck in that cycle of trying to fix things that you yourself are saying that you need to fix. And consciousness instead, it's just living from that place where thoughts arise. And then instead of experiencing life from one thought trying to fix another thought, you start to live life from experience and how you relate to a particular thought. So let's make that a little bit more clear with an example for you. You might feel that you are left outside of a group. You don't feel welcome, perhaps at work. You don't feel a part of that group. And thought says that this is something that needs to be fixed for you to be able to feel happy, at peace, and feel love. I will do a little detour here and just explain love and freedom. So all striving is towards love and freedom. But these words are too emotionally charged for most people to think about them straight towards love and freedom. We usually use a thought in between, that perhaps people need to validate you or see your value, and then you will feel love. And so we use a stepping stone in between, something that needs to happen. That only when people understand you, then you can relax and be yourself. And being yourself is the feeling of freedom, is the feeling of love that you're looking for. But so, if we instead we have this situation at work where we feel outside, we don't feel a part of the group. And instead of, when we go from thought, it's a linear experience. Something happens, a problem is created, we need to do something to fix it, and then afterwards we feel this sense of liberation and freedom and love and everything that we are striving to experience in life. But if you instead go deeper into the experience, we start with feeling outside, we feel not part of the group. And instead of trying to fix that, we go deeper into how we relate to that experience. Is this experience making me stressed? Am I feeling I need to do something with this? Can I be with this feeling? And just slowing down the tempo when we experience this. So the usual mistakes people do is that they keep trying to move forward to get out of the feeling of feeling outside, instead of accepting that feeling and daring to go deeper into the feeling. So once you stop with a feeling and you dare to explore it, that's where the liberation comes from. Because any thought about fixing the situation is a dialogue we have with ourselves. It's the dialogue that this is not okay, I don't want this, I have resistance towards this, I can't accept myself having this feeling of being outside, of being left outside of the group. And I need to fix this. I don't want to be myself when I'm in this situation. I want to be in a different situation. And the consequence of all of these messages trying to fix something is the dialogue of not accepting ourselves. That means not loving ourselves. And when we don't love ourselves and we don't accept and love the situation we are in, we are not free. We need to fix it to then feel free. So to stop with that feeling, with that at first uncomfortable feeling and diving into it, that requires certain things out of us. To actually explore a feeling, to actually be curious about that feeling, we need to feel not stressed about fixing it. We need to feel safe, because otherwise there will be a stress trying to fix it. We need to feel free to really explore it. Otherwise, we explore it with the intention of fixing it. There is a want, an outcome that we want from it. And if you want an outcome, you're not really curious. You're just trying to fix something. To truly be curious, you're relaxed, you're interested, you're engaged in what's happening. And you don't really know where it's going to take you, but you're curious about it. You are drawn to it. You want to be right here when that happens. And so there are certain qualities. So these qualities, if you can just step right into it and just completely go beyond all thoughts and emotion that will arise, preventing you, telling you why you cannot, then that's awesome. But if you cannot, perhaps you try to stop with something and you feel unable to go deeper into the experience. You feel unable to discover anything more out of this experience. You just feel uncomfortable. There will be thoughts and emotions arising, giving you reasons why you should move on. Why? And these thoughts and emotions will be really compelling. They will be really personalized because your thoughts come from your mind, and your mind has created your ego. So your mind knows exactly what kind of arguments you are weak towards, what kind of arguments you have a hard time arguing with. And so that is the challenge. So you can't really, from the place of thought, argue with your thoughts. You can't win that fight. You can just let them go, let the thoughts go. Just stay with it anyway. And be patient with yourself. If you can just stop for a few minutes or just like a few seconds and just relax a little bit, then that might be enough for now. Just the fact that you were able to do that meant that there was a little bit of separation, a little bit of acceptance. And that acceptance will naturally just grow because there might be a lot of stress going on. There might be way more than you at first believe. You might just think that you're a little bit uncomfortable and you just want to move forward and you're kind of bored with this and uncomfortable. But there might be a huge sense of feeling left outside through your whole life, that you struggle to be part of every group you're in. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. And understanding the sheer volume of thoughts that goes on and all these feelings stored in your body from all these ideas you have about yourself is really useful to be patient and loving towards yourself, accepting where you're at. But when you stop and truly explore, when you dare to give yourself permission to do this, even though there will be thoughts convincing you not to, there will be. So all this curiosity is pointing, these words about curiosity is pointing towards a place. And when you try to move towards that place, you will see all the resistance that stops you, that prevents you, all these limiting ideas and beliefs about yourself, all these ideas about who you are will start to come up, they will arise, and you will start to get perspective upon this. And staying in this place of curiosity, of being interested in not judging yourself, not having an idea about that you're bad or stupid or you should be something you're not, but instead be curious about why all these thoughts about yourself, this is amazing, and how come? Just be open to it, and explore them, not to fix them, but to be curious. Because once you end up being curious, you will find that you are in this place of love and freedom. That is the purpose of solving the conflict. And you will already be there. And once you're already there, any kind of action that arises from that place will be an action coming from love and freedom. And then the consequence of that action will be of little importance, because you're already at the point where you want to be to solve that problem. But all of this comes from not being curious to solve anything, not to get a certain experience, not to, if you've had this experience of perhaps being very loving or very present, and you felt really amazing, and you have this idea that if I'm just meditating or staying with a feeling, then I will instantly get to that place. That place it's going to vary how you experience that place. The sense of freedom in regards to what's going on will create a complete sense of peace, and will drop all the fear of consequence of what might happen when you are yourself. And this state of being is a consequence of you loving yourself enough, of being free enough to be yourself, that you dare to stop and explore. And all of this consequence, it's like everybody wants to be fit, but not everybody likes to work out. Being fit is the consequence of loving to work out. You can't just go. Everybody wants the fruit of the labor of everything. Everybody wants to be rich, but nobody wants to start their own business and dare take all these chances or all of these things. But to be free, to be liberated, is the fruit of being curious about yourself, about relaxing into love and freedom and acceptance of who you are, and exploring these things. So stepping beyond the ego is about switching the perspective or the experience of life. Instead of going forward, it's about going deeper into connection with yourself. And you will find that when you connect with yourself, you can start to connect with others. And you will start to notice all these changes going on. Like, you would start to feel safe, because the feeling of not safe is not being with yourself. It's not about circumstance outside of yourself needing to be a certain way. It's about being interested in life. It's because being interested in yourself is being interested in life. When you need things to be in a certain way on the outside, then love and happiness and freedom will be experiences that happen on occasion, when everything aligns to your thoughts about how things should be. But when you instead start diving deeper and start being present with yourself, then everything flows from there. I hope you found this talk enlightening, and that you got some value out of it. Thank you.